Okay, Joe coming at you. And does portion control really matter that much? Absolutely. When it comes to long-term weight management, I got to tell you, I think this is one of the most key things that you need to dial in. And it's one of the things that I got to be honest with you, for years that I didn't really understand and I violated, and I didn't realize just what portions, how many calories were in that portion. So once I dialed that back and understood that, it was a lot easier. I'm going to go through it. I need some help from my glasses there because I can't find my prescription, so it doesn't look like I got bug eyes. Let's see. All right, here we go. Long-term studies have shown that if portion control is not dialed in, then people are going to gain weight. So predictable. But let's go through. If I was to do, like a quick YouTube short, I would probably talk about this as one of the key things, and that is number one, getting a different size plate. You can see there's two size plates here. A lot of people sometimes have a tendency, especially at buffets, they get the wrong size plate. But also, if I was to do something for a YouTube short, usually you go this way, and just half your plate should be a non-starchy vegetable, not a real high-calorie vegetable like broccoli, cauliflower. Half your plate with that. A quarter of the plate here, which is the size of your palm, would be your lean protein. And then over here, about the size of your fist, would be your starch, like rice, pasta, or quinoa, something a little bit lower glycemic. Most pastas are high glycemic, but you want to go a little bit lower. So that's if I was to do a YouTube short and cover this topic. But I'm going to go through a little bit more detail for you. Number one, portion control 101. It's simple. There's really, as far as I can tell, there's really 6 things that I want to cover in this video. And the first thing is what we talked about, and that is this. Palm of your hand, not your whole hand, your palm of your hand, should end up being about a 5 to 7 ounce portion of lean protein. So that's simple. When you gauge it, if you go to a restaurant and it's size of, might be a problem. Half your plate, like we talked about, with non-starchy vegetables. Now, if it's a big plate, you got to look at that and say, I wonder how much, you can really start judging how much you're getting by the size of the plate, but half the plate should be that. Now, there are some things that you could get that are veggies that are a little bit more higher calorie and higher protein, but especially higher calories. So you might want to check that out. Some of the beans might be a little higher than, say, spinach. Or bell peppers. So you got to really do that. Now you also want to choose one that's got some nutrient value. That's important. Grains are good. I like quinoa. I like ancient grains. I like as many grains as I can get that are lower glycemic, but also, again, it's not going to be very big. It's going to be about the size of my fist. Okay, so that's going to be for the grains, and you want to make sure you keep that down. Now fruit. Fruit's great, but remember, sometimes it can be a little bit higher in sugars, but that's not a bad thing. No more than the size of a tennis ball, so I don't have one here to show you, but the size of a tennis ball is a little bit bigger than my hand for your portion of fruit. And the healthy fats, that's very important. That's avocados, or those are nuts. Probably should fit in your palm of your hand, and it looks like that right there would fit in the palm of my hand. Okay, those are some almonds. Here's some tips and tricks to control hunger, so you can keep your portion control in check. Plate it right, always. If you're going to pick up a bag, say, of almonds, you want to always put them in a container and put the bag away. Because most people, if you eat right out of the bag, or if you don't plate your food and just eat out of the bowl, you're going to end up consuming more calories because you're going to overeat. Slow down and savor each bite. A lot of people have a tendency, I think sometimes myself included, because I work in a setting where I don't get a chance to really sit down to eat. So guess what? I probably eat way too fast. I don't taste my food. I don't savor my food. It gets you a lot more filling and fullness if you slow down, but also chew your food more. Use smaller plates. We talked about that. And I'm amazed it's sometimes when I see some people's plates, just how much they mound up on them too. It's like, you got get a smaller plate, or just realize that plate should be a lot less full than it is. Pre-portioned snacks. Now, I like, if I'm going to have popcorn, popcorn's a little bit more forgiving, but in our program, we do 5-in-1, which is a meal every day, and then we have some low calorie snacks throughout the day when somebody's in actual weight loss. But now that I'm not on weight loss, I'm in weight maintenance, I still like my snacks pre-portioned because I know this is 75 calories. Whereas if you don't get a portion size, you might end up eating the whole bag, and you look at it, you say, oh, there's only 150 calories per serving. Well, there's 5 servings in there. Oh my gosh. Pre-portioned snacks, huge. Here's one. Keep hydrated. You really want to work on portion control and maybe get a little tip to counter some of the, the drawbacks that people say, I just don't feel like I'm full. Drink more water. It's huge. It goes for anything, right? On the go. This is a big one. I'm gonna end with this. If you're gonna be doing portion control on the go, there's really, I think, I just want to cover 5 things. All right, with portion control on the go. And the first one is split it up. If you're going out there, and I know some of these places, some of the meals are so huge that my wife and I sometimes will get one, and we'll pay if there's a plating fee to split an order, we'll pay for it. Because we can't eat some of the portions they have on some of these menus. It's ridiculous. That's going to overindulge. And that might be for apps, it might be for anything, but even sometimes entrees. Scan the menu. You really want to look at the menu and find out if they got some healthier options. And sometimes they have a smaller size, which is really cool. A lot of places do that. They have a smaller portion size. That's really cool. Always try to get also steamed or baked instead of fried, of course, when it comes to options on your salad. Box it up. My wife and I are big proponents of this. We go someplace, we look at these plates, and we're like, oh my God, are they out of their minds? Well, we're going to take it home. It's going to be for tomorrow. We don't have to eat it all. Just because you're there doesn't mean that you have to eat it all. Box it up. Number 4, be sauce savvy. Here's the thing. Most of the time, most of the calories that they don't think they're getting, they don't think they're consuming are coming from the sauces and from the dressings. They just don't count that as something. You have to really know what's in your dressings, and you have to know some of the calorie counts of those. And if you have to ask, you can. A lot of times the restaurants don't know it. The fast food chains have to report it on their thing, but you might not do that. When you go out to get a salad, do a DIY salad. What's that mean? Well, I like to get a salad and get my dressing on the side because they always smother it. They always put too much. So I get my own dressing and I dip my fork in and I have it as I go. So much better. So I hope those tips help. And I would like to just encourage you to say, once in a while you're going to overindulge. I get that. But what I want to tell you about that really can be handled by really starting to get into portion control. And when you start doing it on a regular basis, it gets to be easy to a point where if you start feeling full, if you start to get to the point where you just feel like, man, I'm jammed, I am stuffed, that's not a good thing. That means maybe your portion controls were off and you really need to dial it in. But anyway, I hope these few tips help you on your journey when it comes to weight management, because I got to tell you, for me in my life, the biggest mistake I made for many years was not portion controlling. I didn't know what about it. I didn't really get into it. I didn't drill down and find out more about it. And I didn't know sometimes just how much was on that plate because I didn't understand portions. So as always, find us on RxHealthyHabits.com. I'm going to suggest you get on our weekly newsletter, which comes out once a week. And it's got a blog, a video, and usually 3 YouTube shorts. But the blog and the video are on the topics like this. And it's usually a short video, 5 to 7 minutes. And a blog that's usually a 1 or 2 minute read. So you can do that if you send me an email to rxhealthyhabits@gmail.com and just say in there, opt into email, and I'll get you set up. And you're going to love it. So I hope you enjoyed this video podcast. Until next video, stay healthy, stay strong, and just like me, don't learn it the hard way like I did. Watch your portions.